So we are here live at Light Bright Boxing in Rock Hill, South Carolina, right off of Ebenezer Avenue, correct?
That's right.
Okay, I have Christopher Corrado right here with me. I got Vic Y. Gentlemen, how y'all doing today?
Great.
And doing pretty good. You know, we just had a good sparring. I just feel good.
Absolutely.
Get hit and still feel good.
Right. So I'm gonna ask y'all both a question to jump it off. Like, what first pulled each of you into boxing? Like, what got you hooked on the sport in the first place?
For me, I started with like the idea of like just trying to be in shape. You know, I just like, hey, I really don't like to punch people in the face. I thought that was weird, mean, but I come to kind of learn along the way that, hey, there's more to it than that. At a surface level is you don't understand it yet. So I like to stay in shape, and then I was like, hey, I'm getting good at this. Let's keep going. You know?
Absolutely.
And now we're here.
Good deal.
Good deal.
Corrado?
Yeah, I would say just there was a gym in Rock Hill years back. You probably remember named Omni, and I was doing some boxing drills with this guy I met, and head coach here and owner of the gym happened to see me. He said, "Hey man, you want to box?" I said, "Yeah." He's like, "Well, we got a team called Light Bright, and then I just one day just trained with him and just never left and just continued to do more and more stuff for the gym.
Cool. Yeah, I remember Omni back in the day. I think that's what might have been why I ran into you first. Because I know it was some gym that I randomly saw you at working out or whatever. So it's good to see you still there. You're a comedian as well, right?
That's right.
Nice. We're going to get into it a little later on. I just had to throw that out there because I'm super excited about that because I love comedy, bro. We've already talked, but yeah. So how did y'all two first connect, like y'all two individually, and what made that relationship between like general manager and the fighter like click right away, if that makes sense?
So when we first met, we were both amateurs.
Yeah.
And we were both training with each other and sparring against each other. And then just a friendship came from that.
Organically, right?
Sure.
That camaraderie, man, you can't really compare to nothing else.
That's right.
Like with like combat sports, like, I trained jiu-jitsu and you doing the boxing, the MMA, the camaraderie. And I actually had lunch with Coach Wallace recently. Shout out to Moose. And we were talking about the camaraderie and everything. And it's also in football as well. Right. But it's not quite the same. But it is close to like being a member of the OL, because I played tight end in JV in the varsity. Like that OL camaraderie is very close to that jiu-jitsu, that, martial art type situation. You know what I'm saying? So, you have anything you want to add to that? And make sure you got the mic pulled.
Yeah. So I remember with the gym we had when I first started training with Light Bright, it was a different location. And the owner was Mario, and I saw the way he was teaching the students. I call it students, but like people that want to learn boxing. I liked his style, and I was like, hey man, I like this guy. And let me see what he got, and I start training and learning, and then just continue from there.
Right. And just to go ahead and segue into this, like, so what made this establishment specifically home for you? Like, what made it feel like home, and how has training has shaped you as a fighter and in person, as a person?
So our gym, we're not really like trying to be, hey, ego. That's not really our thing. Like, right. I like the fact that I feel like I'm developing, I'm growing as a person, a character. It's everybody that come to the gym. Sometimes you don't know their story. You have no idea. He could be go through some kind of like relationship issue. He could be going through like he got kicked out of an apartment or something. We don't know what is going on with them. When they get introduced to boxing, it's like almost like an avenue to help them succeed in some kind of way. Some kind of capacity. And I felt like when I came to this gym, I felt that friendly environment, and I felt that learning environment that is like, hey, that clicked with me. Let's keep turning and learning and developing the craft that I need to do to be successful. And I started compete and make progress, and I was like, hey, why stop? Right? It doesn't make sense. Let's keep going. Why stop? But yeah, so I think it's just like it start making sense along the way. Your direction. At first, we don't know exactly where we're gonna go necessarily, but we have a general idea of like a vision or some sort. But then we don't know all the specific details. and it's kind of like you discover along the way. That makes sense.
Yeah, on that journey, you find yourself and you find
Yeah.
out what you're really made of.
Right.
And I just want to go ahead and circle back to that whole ego thing. You have to leave that outside of the door.
Man,
You cannot
for
bring
sure.
it into the gym, the
Yeah.
boxing ring, or like the mats.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna get hurt, or you're gonna hurt somebody, or you're gonna get yourself hurt. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just danger zone. Wouldn't you agree?
100%.
Even with comedy,
Yes.
we're gonna get to that. I'm sorry.
No, that's all right. You're excited.
Right. Yeah, so yeah, like you wear a lot of hats. I mean, specifically the general manager position here, and you're a comedian. What does an actual just day in a life look like for you, as far as like balancing everything that comes with running the gym and doing everything else outside of that?
Well, I pretty much wake up almost every day to calls and texts and emails and instant messages, and I just, I got a planner, I got a notebook, and I just make priorities and schedule stuff out. Learn to go with the flow if things don't work out. Learn how to multitask, and then just get things knocked out in order accordingly to importance.
When you and I had first like actually sat down and had a conversation, you pointed something out to me. I think that's very important. It's definitely important to me and anybody else out here making moves and you handling business, just going through day-to-day life. And you say if you got an appointment with somebody, you actually write it out, like pen on paper, right?
That's right.
And why do you do that?
Well, I like to write stuff down. I like to look at it more than just on a phone or a computer.
Right.
I like to see it right there. And it's one of those things like when you commit to something and you write it down and you fail, that to me, that eats away at me. And I don't want to do that. I don't want to feel that feeling like, well, I was supposed to do something and I didn't do it. Because it'll look back at you.
That's pretty beautiful, man. I mean, people may think that it's minute, but I look at it as like a way to, like a preventative measure and to setting yourself up to like not leave somebody hanging, or you know what I mean? Because you want to like those relationships that you build, you setting up appointments that people like sacrifice their time to set out a time throughout the day to do whatever y'all got to do. You know what I'm saying? Because time is precious, and I try to be as efficient and as productive as I can. You know, being single father and everything, and doing what I got to do. So yeah, it's just beautiful that you said that, because I think there's a connection when you actually write something down. It connects with your memory. And with these phones, it's kind of taking us away from that, bro. Like, for real, for real. So, yeah, I got to get back on my jiu-jitsu journals. What's up?
No, I'm agreeing.
Cool. Like I was saying earlier, bro, like, comedy is my favorite art form, dog. So, what are the similarities that you see between a comedian under the lights, such as yourself, obviously, and then him, Mr. Y, in the spotlight, a fighter in the spotlight? What are the similarities?
Go ahead.
So, go ahead. Start with Chris.
So,
got
with comedy specifically, people go to a show and they expect you to be funny. And when you are, great. When you're not, it's not so great.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to, just like with boxing, you got to learn how to adjust. So if you're telling certain jokes and they're not laughing, you got to pivot to different material. Kind of like in boxing, if a certain move isn't working, or someone's doing something and they're starting to get an edge on you, you got to learn to adjust or it's over.
You have to be able to improvise, right?
Absolutely,
And adapt
yeah.
on your feet, like, quick.
Yes.
Yeah. So basically, like before going to the spotlight, I when I first started, boxing as an amateur,
Mm-hmm.
I was not afraid of that guy across the ring. I was not afraid of that guy. I was not worried about him, right? But what I was worried about, I'm not gonna lie, I was worried about like how the crowd is gonna boo, or like this stage fright kind of issue, because I was not really the kind of person that like to be around people like that. And it's not that I hate people, it's just like I feel overwhelmed,
Maybe you were more of an introvert, kind of.
Yeah, it was kind of like introvert kind of deal, and I think I kind of become more extrovert now, to be honest. So because of boxing, I feel like it has developed my character in a way. It's weird to how to even get there, but it kind of does, But I felt like my mindset was like, hey, I'm not worrying about the opponent. I'm gonna develop out of this. I had a good fight with that guy. I was like, man, swinging punches, and he was like, yo, this guy got hands. But after that guy's out, round 2, didn't last, man. He got the technique, he got the experience. He was, way more technical than I was. That was my first fight. So, yeah, but that didn't stop me, But I felt like that was a good experience of like being in front of a whole crowd, stage fright, like this mental thing that you got to deal with, and fight with, And I grow out of that experience, that one experience.
Beautiful. Now, so when a comedian bombs on stage or a fighter takes an L, like that person, like they have to face the public pressure. Like, how do you handle those moments, like individually and together?
I always just like to ask myself that I do everything possible to make that the best match or best set ever.
Yeah, so like when we have those negative moments, like not necessarily negative moments, it's just the outcome didn't go the way you want it to go. You'll get crowds, you get fans that were like at one point saying, "Hey, you're a great fighter," and then they're like start dissing you or whatever. You're gonna face those. You're gonna have to deal with those. So for me, I learned. I kind of like I say, part of the journey was I started to develop my character. I'm more thick-skinned. You know what I mean? It's not like I'm concerned about what people think anymore. I'm like, if you care about me and you like great sportsmanship and good character of a person, a human being, and keep encouraging them, keep doing it.
If people could just reciprocate that all across the board, we'd be in a lot better place as a human species, wouldn't we?
Right.
It's tough out here,
Absolutely.
bro. I'm gonna go back real quick. So, with boxing and any sport and life in general, but what I've learned in jiu-jitsu is calculated risks. That's what we're doing when you're in the ring, even on stage. You know what I'm saying? Like for real. Like so, you have to be very calculated as far as what decisions that you make, as far as what's the move, what's his defense going to be.
Mm-hmm.
And when I step outside in the real world, that's how I approach like making decisions, personal decisions, business decisions, all that.
Facts.
It's like you learn so much in the ring, or
It expanded. It kind of just go across the board. But somehow, like before the boxing, like your mind was somewhere else. Like you could have been doing something totally different. You might have not really discovered that expansion. I just call it, man, something in your character was developed and then it started growing. It take from a boxing and then it start going to your career or your day job or whoever, and how you communicate with others around you. And it started to expand.
I'm sorry. I guarantee you the people that be on I-77 and beyond with the road rage, they probably don't box. They don't do jiu-jitsu. They probably don't even go on walks, bro.
They need an outlet.
They need an outlet, and that's what I'm really trying to push here is because with the whole like bullying and just the other types of violences that be going on, I feel like jiu-jitsu, MMA, boxing would cure, like, I'm not a statistician, close to 100%, bro. If people could like overcome that stuff, build their character inside of here, they'll portray, like people will be able to see that when you walk out. Like, you know what I'm saying? You get all that mess up off you, get all the monkeys up off your back. Whatever the anxiety is, it helps with all that, and then you can be a better citizen out here and do some good out here. But the internal battles that people are facing day to day, man, I mean, please come down here, sign up, come to Carolina Family Jiu-Jitsu. Go holler, shout to Keith Richardson and the guys over there, Modern Warrior. Just go sign your kid up. If you need to do it as an adult, do it as well. It's very beneficial, I'm telling you. I know y'all probably getting tired of me talking about it, but this is it. Like, this is what it's about.
Everybody should learn at least one martial art in their life.
You heard it here, folks. Like, for real. What's your process like when it comes to writing comedy? I know you had told me before, but go ahead and let the people know if you don't mind sharing that.
Well, sometimes, you should dedicate time to writing. And sometimes even if it's just one joke or like an idea and you feel like, well, this isn't working, you could always come back to it. But at least take something and put it, like I said, on paper or save it on like your phone or something. Sometimes if I don't have paper handy, which is rare, but sometimes I don't, I'll just type something in. I have a joke section and some notes on my phone. And I just thought of something last night. I thought of a brand new joke last night. I'm like, I got to type this in right now because I don't want to forget it.
Do you ever like wake up in the middle of the night with a crazy idea or maybe like a good joke? Do you write it down? Because I've done that before and I go to sleep and I wake up and I will forget it. Like I won't remember what it was.
sometimes I just have crazy dreams. That's if anything.
Yeah. Right.
Get the brain blast moment.
That's right.
Jimmy Neutron.
Okay, for you, Vid. What's your mental process like before a fight? Like, how do you get your head right before you step into the ring? Like,
I definitely like to do my stretching first.
Mhm.
Like, cause I know a lot of people, they neglect that. Like, I'm gonna do that first. First thing is just stretch, man.
back
Stretch.
to preventative measures.
Yeah. Stretch first, and then I'm thinking about what I'm gonna do to an opponent. I'm not worried about what he's doing to me. Why worry about him? You know what I mean? He got his own plan, just like Mike doesn't say. Everybody got a plan until you get hit. You know what I mean?
That's tough. Yeah, man. So, is there any like a certain like song that you listen to when you warming up before a fight to get your mind right? Because I got a certain song that I do when I'm making moves out here. So,
Song, not necessarily. Like I like songs that are like maybe like a battle theme song, something like that. You know, like gladiator type theme song, or sometimes it could be just something that's very encouraging or uplifting to my spirit. You know, because I'm about to go to battle, bro.
yeah.
I'm about to hurt this dude. You know what I mean? Like it's that kind of energy that I need to shoot out. So I'm gonna play a song that's more like that. You know, I haven't tried rock. Like rock type music, I haven't tried that yet.
I introduced Vit to the Final Countdown. He likes that one.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you what y'all sleep on. Like, you ever seen the movie Kickboxer? The throwback Van Damme.
I think I see that. Kickboxing.
That beat when he's training out there in Muay Thai, in the jungle or whatever. That advanced training joint.
Is that the one where the guy puts glass on his hands?
Yeah, Tom. Yeah. At the
Yeah.
end, he has to fight Tombo.
Yeah, I
That's,
like
that's a legit movie, dog. That joint hold up for real. Watch it again if you haven't seen it lately.
Yeah.
But that beat though, that'll get your mind right.
Yeah,
for real.
I like that.
Check it out.
Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
I would drop the beat, but I ain't gonna do that. People will probably throw their phones out the window. So for the both of you, it's like, what's one of the biggest lessons that boxing has taught you about discipline or perseverance that carries into everyday life? We kind of touched on that earlier, but if it's something else you can kind of expand on, something that maybe pops up.
Sure. So when you think about doing 100 push-ups, when you think about doing like high intensity workout, your mind sometimes feels like, hey, man, I'm wearing out. Like I need to take a break, you know? But no, you gotta push it. So you gotta see, it forces you to be disciplined. You gotta be so consistent with it that it's molding you. It's not something overnight. You do it one time and that's it. You magically become this new character. No, it doesn't work like that. It's something that you have to consistently build. And then eventually, hey, you become that character of that hero you see on TV, Superman or Batman, whoever you want to think of as a heroic being, you know? So I feel like certain activities in boxing, like conditioning and strength conditioning, you gotta push your mind, push to the next level.
100%. I hope people taking heed of that, man, because it's the truth. Thank you for sharing that.
Yep.
You gotta push yourself to exhaustion, to the point where you said I'm actually done.
Yeah.
But when you got a good coach that says, no, you got another round, I'm like, no, really, I don't. And then when you do the other round, even if it don't look so good, you still finish that round. And that's when you're like, I got a lot more than I thought I did.
Yeah, I think that really helps with going to that next level of like stamina.
Yes.
Like with the conditioning, bro, for real.
Yeah. Like today, Chris had one of the guy that was sparring. He was like, oh, man, I'm ready to get out. Got the ring. I was like, no, man, no, you don't. You know, you got another round. Like, you know, that encouragement, you know, it looked like we're just trying to make him work more. But the thing is, if you listen to the mind that say, hey, I want to quit or I want to stop, you never know, you never discover that new character that you want to build. You never get to that level. You know what I'm saying? It's just this close.
That's a lot. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, that's about it. Like I think he's a master at that. He put them in a position where, hey, they push it to the next level, you know? And whether they like it or not, hey, I don't care. Go.
You have to know what that feels like, because when you get in the ring, a lot of your energy is going to get drained before you even throw the first punch, because it's the first, you know, it's a first special, it's a first bout. You don't know what's going to happen.
Adrenaline and everything.
Oh,
too.
yeah.
Yeah, it can be exhausting. I can imagine. How do you keep the gym motivated and focused when things get stressful or like the momentum kind of slows down?
I actually learned that a long time ago when I was working at Pizza Hut. I know it's very different than boxing, but when you're a manager or a coach or something in a leadership, right? If you start to look like you're worried, all the other people are going to freak out. So you got to learn how to, whether it's the best day, the worst day, or somewhere in between, to still find something positive to keep people wanting to keep doing it.
Yeah, you got to keep your composure
Yes.
and keep that stoic look.
Yes.
Yeah, for sure. So what do you tell yourself in those moments when training gets hard and life starts like testing your focus? What do you do?
Man, I start with like just running.
Yeah.
I need everybody go through this emotional challenges in life. You're a human being. You're gonna have emotions. You know, you're gonna cry. You're gonna have moments where somebody close to you pass away. How are you gonna handle that? That's different versus you just broke a car or not broke a car, but like had a car accident and you lost your car, right?
Right.
It's different. The emotional impact is a little different. So sometimes it helped me focus better, reset myself better when I just run, do my running, start my day like that, and then after that, you know, being in the gym, boxing gym, just release it, man. Release it. You need to have the outlet, and I felt like that has helped me a lot to build the character I need that I envision, you know. So, yeah.
Well, from hearing y'all talk, it seems like this is more than a gym. It's like a community, like a family.
Mm-hmm.
So what kind of environment are you trying to build here for the people who walk through those doors? What are they to expect?
It should be an environment where you're going to be challenged and you're going to find out who you really are. And no matter what happens, as long as we're doing the right thing, we're all welcome to be here.
As long as we're doing the right thing. So simple, bro, but it's
not hissy.
Yeah. It's a lot that goes along with that, namely discipline. You know what I'm saying? You got to stay hungry, stay humble.
Integrity.
All right?
Yeah.
Back to that character building, bro.
Yeah, doing what you need to do when no one else is watching.
You know what's crazy? Like a lot of people, at least I was like this majority of my life, like just going through life every day, not even knowing who I was, really. You know what I'm saying? I ain't, it's a lot to that. I'm just trying to help people get in the right direction, you know what I'm saying? And if you need help, reach out. I know some people. Mental health type stuff, whatever. Want to get in shape, holler at Troy at Troy's Wellness Center as far as the gym. But boxing, come here. It's a few options. Shout out to Alonzo Lumpkin down there at Rock Hill Boxing Club as well. So balancing the business side and running things in the gym that keeps it like family centered, that type of atmosphere. Like, do y'all do like events? Y'all all get together and have a cookout? What do y'all do to kind of fellowship together?
Well, we do a lot of stuff here. We try to sometimes have events like you can't see right now because it's over there, but we're doing a canned food drive because it's important that we give back to the community too because they're coming here and we want to give back.
Nice.
It's been a while, but we've had like little Christmas parties here and stuff like that. But probably the best thing to do is after a bout or bouts, whether it be amateur or pro, we go out to eat afterwards and hang out.
Nice.
Yeah.
What's your local favorite like restaurant spot?
Where do they usually have us go? Vit, you remember that place?
Heartland?
Heartland, yeah.
Yeah.
That's out there by the mall?
Yeah.
Dave Law? Okay. I don't know if I've ate there before, maybe in the past. Not lately. So you train alongside a lot of people, right?
Yeah.
Vit, what kind of energy do you try to bring into the gym every day for the younger fighters watching you, for the youth, to motivate them?
I just try to be like encouraging. I don't focus so much on like criticizing them. I feel like parents, especially parents-child relationship, they tend to criticize the kid too much. And I feel like they need to drop that down a little bit. It's criticized. That's a good criticize. What do they call that?
Constructive criticism.
Constructive criticism. Those are good. I'm bad with that word.
That's all good, bro.
Yeah. So I feel like when we're boxing, when we're doing different activities and routines, training, it's helping us. It's helping us grow. Like you're gonna start with the fundamentals, just like everything else, right? At first, it's like what it's like weird. How do you make sense of something? You got to start with a basic, and then be a little open minded. Don't try to rush the student. The students like they trying to grow, man. You remember, we don't know the history when they before they come to the gym. We don't know what kind of struggles they go in life. We don't know, but we need to be an environment where we in welcome them, and then we help them see some stuff that they don't realize themselves. Well, we don't even realize that they have it, but they're gonna discover it. I feel like that is the thing about the gym. I felt like aligned pretty well.
Sweet. What was life like before you stepped into this gym? As far as you're from Vietnam, right?
Right. I was born in Vietnam. I was a refugee. Like I fled away from the Vietnamese communists, and we fled like in the middle of the night, bro. Like 1 a.m. in the morning. It was my first day of second grade, and my dad was like, "Hey, we gotta go." I was go, "Where, man?" I thought I haven't seen you in like 4 months. Where you been? I thought I was dead. So we disappeared Vietnam, and boom, next thing you know, we're in this refugee camp in Cambodia. Basically, I guess similarly crossing the border kind of deal, right? So once we stayed in Cambodia, man, stayed there a couple of years, like 2 years, I think. And then in 2002, I somehow was in North Carolina in Greensboro.
Okay.
I was residing there. I stay in the hood, man. You know what I mean? I stay in the hood. That's why I look.
So you got them hands.
Yeah. Hey, I told them people, listen. Hey, I know I ain't talking like proper English and all, but it's good communication. You know what I mean? Like sometimes you try to be so like proper English and stuff, and like man, I have a feeling they ain't listening to you.
Yeah, it's not authentic. I mean? Yeah.
But yeah.
That's
funny. From that journey, refugee boxing, it's kind of weird, right? How do you hop from a refugee kid learning English, stay in Greensboro, and then I literally had a friend that was like really into boxing, a friend in middle school, and he was like, "Hey man, I'm doing my paper on Muhammad Ali." He was like, "Look, check this out, bro," and I was like, "Okay, I'm gonna do Bruce Lee." so at the time I was like, I wasn't really a boxing guy, I wasn't really into boxing like that, but I respect his category, his research. And then bro, fast forward into the future, here I am doing boxing, totally something that I really wasn't thinking about I was going to do, but I'm boxing.
From refugee camp to the ring. I love it, bro. What a story. For real. What's your record?
My record, it used to be like undefeated, right? It started at that, but when I start taking these fights that's out of state, the challengers are pretty great. They're undefeated. A lot of the fighters were undefeated, and it's a challenge, man. Some of them I feel like it was like kind of robbery. We get that close decision fight, they're gonna give it to the home guy. It just. But that's how it is in some people's way of judging. But I got my own way of seeing it. And some of the last fight I had in Tennessee, I believe, it was weird. I was working, rolling punches, doing defense mechanism. I was seeing that kid was gonna get tired. I was about to finish him. After that round, I was gonna go for the KO. But they stopped the fight for some reason, and it's disappointing, man.
What okay? Like, why did they stop the fight?
I think you should have taken a knee or something like that.
No, it's just that I was blocking punches, but
Yeah.
I don't show it enough where I'm punching back.
Yeah.
So to them it's like, hey, you're not responding. I might have to stop this fight. But I was like, what you mean? I am responding. I'm responding defensively. Bah, bah, bah. Defensively, right? I'm not responding in a way of like, hey, I'm throwing a punch so I can damage you. Not yet. That was the plan. Not yet, But you got to see that in their perspective, like the referee's perspective. They could see that, hey, you're not responding. Maybe you're hurt. Let me stop it, So to be fair, that's another way to look at it.
And I'm usually his corner man when it's local.
Okay.
So the last time we worked together, he had a rematch against a guy that he tied with, and then he beat him. So that was, exciting.
Nice. Now, so we're gonna talk about like legacy and vision here as we wrap it up. So when you do think about the future of Light Bright Boxing, what kind of legacy do you want it to leave behind?
Light Bright Boxing.
The legacy.
We need to be the biggest promoting boxing company around here. Everything from here. I just want to come in here to work out, learn how to defend myself, some fun, to putting on the biggest, best amateur and pro shows around, to where people say, I want to come right here. I want to come train at Light Bright Boxing, but if I don't live around here, but I'm in town, this is where I want to come to box their boxes so I know I can get better, and I want to get on their cards because that's how I know I'm going to get bigger and better opportunities. But then guess what? We're going to be the bigger and better opportunity. That's the plan.
Absolutely. You have anything you want to add to that? I mean, you.
Like as far as like vision,
Yeah.
for Light Bright, to me, it's like, hey, everybody that come in, welcome.
Yeah.
You're gonna learn the fundamentals. You're gonna get trained and stay consistent at it. A lot of time, if your mind gets so overwhelmed and you overthinking a lot of things, you're gonna think I'm the enemy when I'm really not the enemy. I'm trying to help you out. You know what I'm saying? Like, we are the trainer, so we try to encourage you. But I think we gotta like be cautious about like over criticizing. You see what I'm saying? Like certain things like that, because remember, we don't know their background.
Yeah.
It could be a broken child, broken
man.
person. Who knows what? So we gotta slowly build them up, and then once they have that, bam, that confident man, bro, they become something like invincible almost.
It's amazing.
Super Saiyan.
It's amazing what can happen when you give somebody some grace.
Yeah.
A little bit of grace go a long way. You know what I'm saying? So there may be something you want to add. You kind of answered this in a way, but I feel like you could probably say a little bit more as far as like what type of message do you want to send to anybody chasing their dream in boxing, especially like the next generation watching you train here, just to inspire them. You can look in the camera and tell them if you like.
So, when you step in a boxing gym, any boxing gym in general in your area, wherever you're close, right? You probably don't know your true ability. You're not sure. But sometimes it's just like, hey, step your foot and then learn the basic and go from there. And you will discover yourself. And be consistent. Like, that's the key thing. Like, a lot of people, they do things here and there, but they're not consistent with it. So it's not going to evolve and be better. You know what I mean? Like, it's not what they say. Success is not overnight. It never is. Anything. It don't have to be boxing. It could be in any category. Like, it has to be disciplined. It has to be molded, shaped, and be consistent and take that action, take that initiative. Like, even earlier, we talked something about the comedy plan. Like, you take some notes and things like that, right? Well, guess what? You're manifesting into the note. That's the first step, right? If you can't even put this motion into the paper, bro, don't be saying like, "Hey, man, I'm gonna be a world champ." Nah, it ain't gonna happen. You don't even have this initiative to do this. The written, that's just like, hey, you are trying to manifest in it already. So I feel like anybody who's willing to come into the boxing world and try to learn and grow and discover who they truly are, or it don't even have to be boxing. I just feel like boxing was just one of the outlets that inspired me, and I feel like that is an amazing experience that anybody could have when they get to discover.
Absolutely. Thank you. Now, when it comes to comedy, Mr. Corrado, anybody that's interested in comedy, getting on stage for the first time, what would you give them as far as advice on taking that journey, the first step, what to do and how to maintain and stay consistent?
The best piece of advice is go to an open mic.
Where they do that at?
So there's several places, but locally I do one at Hoppin', downtown Rock Hill, every other month.
That's off of Dave Lau, y'all.
Yeah, so the next one is November 20th it's the week before Thanksgiving, so the Thursday before Thanksgiving. And it's not just a open mic comedy. You could do music, you could do poetry. It's all welcome.
Yeah.
And we start around 6. So that's where you really got to go there. Because even if it don't go well, it's okay. Because that's what an open mic is for. That's the place where you try something new, or put something out there for the first time and just see what happens.
Okay.
So, Corrado, when you say open mic, like for some guys who are not really understanding that concept, like, can you tell a little bit about that? Like, what does that mean? Like, versus just regular type of comedy. What's open mic? What's the difference?
Open mic is where you don't have to, it's not like a paid showcase, or like you're going to see somebody doing something polished. They might do polished stuff, but a lot of times it might be the first time they've ever told this joke, and they're trying to practice it. That way they'll get an idea of, okay, how good is this joke before they try to put it, polish it up, edit it, and put it on like
kind of like
a show.
Freestyle.
It can be, yeah.
Freestyle, okay.
But, it's good to come with some notes too, and,
Yeah.
let it go.
So, I had mentioned something to you about a premise that I had when we had met for lunch, man. Like, thank you.
You're welcome.
It got a little potential, right? A little bit.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna say it
No,
on
it's
here
okay.
because
It's relatable. I mean,
it's relatable to a lot of people, especially a lot of middle-aged men.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm middle-aged.
So,
Actually,
but with that being said, like, what do you, as far as like directly to me, what advice would you give me as far as I got that premise, and I'm assuming I should just like keep writing little tags to go along with it? Like, what do you think I need to do to kind of?
a lot of times I decide, like, when it comes to a joke, do you want to be a one-liner, or do you want to tell a little bit of a story with jokes on the way to that final punchline?
The latter of the two, yeah.
Yeah, because some comedians like to tell stories, and it's fine, but if you don't have jokes or something to keep them interested by the time you get to the punchline, they'll be like, I don't know why this is funny. Or they don't get it because you gotta keep it interesting along the way.
Yeah, that's why I was
it
thinking.
has to be some kind of build up.
Yeah,
Right, keep
kind of
adding
build-up.
tags, keep adding tags, and
Yeah.
bam,
yeah, like boxing, jab, jab, boop.
there it is. All right, well, hey man, y'all got any shout outs y'all want to give to anybody that's like maybe inspired you earlier in your careers or just in life in general? You know what I'm saying? And let the people know how to connect with y'all on social media as well, please.
Yeah, my social media, if you guys want to follow, is King Cobra 92. That's my Instagram. So if you look for that handle, you should be able to see me. I'm still learning in the game, like in this boxing world. It doesn't stop. The mind, you tell the mind to stop, then it will stop. Then you accept defeat. So anything in life, I just feel like never accept defeat. Just continue. Like, it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be challenging. It ain't easy. I also believe in prayers. So I have like a Christian faith, right? So I believe in that too. So you gotta have that in my opinion.
I'm with you, bro. 1,000%.
Yeah, so we definitely give a shout out to the owner of Light Bright Boxing, got Coach Mario Noviello. There's a Facebook and Instagram with Light Bright. That way you could see some of the upcoming events, like December 6th, downtown Rock Hill. King Cobra is boxing, and this guy he's boxing is a guy he's boxed before that he's ready to get his redemption with. So December 6th, it's put on by Andrew Stokes Promotions and Laced Up Promotions. So if you go to any of those pages, Light Bright, you go to Stokes, you go to Laced Up, you'll see that event. It's only $40. So go to the Light Bright page. You could see that Vit has a flyer just for himself. There's a QR code. Use his QR code and give him credit, and then come support him on December 6th, bell time 5 o'clock. Also, we got amateur bouts via USA Boxing. That's December 13th. So it's exactly a week later, same time, bell time, 5 o'clock p.m., obviously. And this will be at Rock Hill Gymnastics, which is off of Mount Gallant. So still in the Rock Hill area. As of right now, we got close to 40 amateur bouts. Usually that we're not going to have that many, but it should go from like 5 to 9. So even if you get to watch 10 or 15, you get to see a lot of people that could potentially be pros one day and be on a card like around here or someone else. So definitely check out those pages. Obviously, shout out to Sadaro Chisholm over here. Check out his page. Make sure you keep supporting him. And then for me, there's Corrado Show. I got Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok, and X. Corrado Show.
Word. What inspires me? Who inspires me? I'm gonna give a special shout out to my cousin Keisha Chisholm. She had her mural revealed today. Talamut's. It's off of Albright. It's beautiful, cousin. I'm so proud of you. I love you. Also, a shout out to my other cousin, De'Ama Miller. Cause I've been, and for anybody else that's listening, like, dang, he out here making moves. I'm listening to the song Genocide. I have listened to that song on repeat for the past 30 to 60 to 90 days. I'm not playing that song. That song is medicinal to me. It puts me in a great mind space. And last but not least, of course, shout out to my sweet baby girl, Lyrical Miracle LLC. This has been a awesome and very tremendous episode of the Dap in the Hub podcast, coming live directly in Light Bright Boxing, baby. We right here up at Ebenezer. Come holler at my guys. Appreciate y'all. Respect and love at Dap in the Hub. Peace. And I'm trying to get this guy to go to Kill Tony. So when y'all listen to this, go in the comments and put some stuff in there. Let him know he need to go to Kill Tony. We need to put our name in the bucket, and ain't no telling what's going to happen. The way the dots are connecting, the way the universe is aligning things in my life, he's a part of it now. We need to go, bro. You know what I'm saying? And then, you know, and definitely, let me say this for real. Come to some of his comedy shows, because with the depression and everything, you know, you got the season of depression, it's cold. You know what I'm saying? Everybody shivering the timbers or whatever. Go get a couple laughs. If you're going to drink responsibly. Get an Uber. Get a Lyft or whatever. They aren't actual sponsors, but just saying, we have to make better decisions out here. Like, back to the calculated risks. Be healthy, stay humble, and again, peace and love. Thank you.
Before we get out of here, I want to take a moment to show love to Blue Collar Roofing, a trusted partner I work closely with. I spend time around the people and the process, and that's why I'm comfortable sharing this. If you're considering a roof replacement, they're currently offering $500 off when you use promo code DAP. When you visit their website, be sure to navigate to the online instant estimator. And during the questionnaire, enter DAP under the project details section so it's applied correctly. No scare tactics, no pressure, just honest conversations and quality work from people who stand behind what they do. Blue Collar Roofing, built on integrity, backed by work.